Yo, what's going on guys? It's Anime One back here with a new video, and today I'm here with a new parts of What If Naruto Was Neglected and Had the JOUGAN. So if you guys like the content in the channel, please subscribe to the channel, and while you're at it, also like this video. So without any delay, let's begin the video. So we're gonna start this one off with Naruto in the Hyuga compound having a little chit chat with Hiyashi Hyuga, the head of the Hyuga clan. Naruto is pretty much, stating to Hiyashi that, he's establishing a new clan, and he wants Hiyashi to give his backing to Naruto, right? And Hiyashi like, okay, I'll give you your backing, but what isn't this for me that will benefit my clan, right? What does benefit me? And Naruto's like, not to brag, but the fact is that I'm the strongest man that is alive in this village. And whether you want to believe it or not, I can defeat Minato without breaking a sweat. Naruto says that. And Hiyashi is just looking at him and just in bewilderment and being like, oh, what? You can defeat the fourth Hokage? Like, you're 12 years old, bro. Like, don't get ahead of yourself too much. And Naruto's like, I'm just stating the facts, whether you want to believe them or not. It's none of my concern, but I'm just stating the facts. Yashi's like, okay, how about this? Me, along with more Hyuga members, in total 6, we're gonna be fighting you. And we're gonna be seeing if you can defeat all of us, 6 of us, jumping you at the same time. Then I'll give your clan the backing up that it needs in financial support, like the Uchiha clan is giving you. And yeah, I'll give you any kind of assistance that you need to grow your clan. Now it's like, oh, do you accept it? Do you accept it? And in the sidelines, Hinata and Hanabi are watching this thing along with Neji and the others while, Hiyashi prepares for the battle. After Hiyashi does finish preparing for the battle, he gets 5 more main branch member of the Hyuga clan to do this with. Alright? Soon, Hiyashi and Naruto step into the ring along with the 5 other Hyuga members. They activate the Byakugan and Naruto activates his JOUGAN. They know about Naruto's JOUGAN being a thing. So, Naruto is looking at them and, just telling them to come, like gesturing them to attack. They all do so at the same time, but again, the JOUGAN's kinetic vision literally put Boruto in tier to fight fucking gods. So, at the high tuning level, boy goes to fighting someone who's stronger than Kaguya and Three-Eyed Madara. So yeah, I really don't see how Hiyashi and the others can even hit Naruto, who was already like a mid-jonin level fighter before battling Obito, and right now he's on a completely different league compared to everyone else because of how much the JOUGAN stat boosts are, and he completely wrecks them. Actually, Naruto even gives them a little bit of more disrespect since I already told you that JOUGAN can see chakra points like the Hyuga, and not only that, it actually adds an additional bonus to see like the weak points of an opponent. But Naruto just adds salt to the injury as, he starts to use the gentle fist style in his own version to block off all of the 6 Hyuga's points, including Hiyashi, and he pretty much wins without having much of a difficulty. Hiyashi and the others who are lying on the ground with all of the Tenketsu points closed off, Naruto just, not laughing, but, smiling at them, and he's like, okay, I defeated you, but since you're the head of the Hyuga clan, I don't think that you'll go back on your word. And Hiyashi's like, fine, your clan will have the backing of our clan and whatnot. The others Hyuga member that were watching this thing, specifically Neji, since he defeated Hinata in the final mans of the Chunin exams, he's just shocked. He just yelled shocked to see the 6 strongest member of the Hyuga clan were defeated like child by someone who's relatively close to his age. He that just pisses Neji off, thinking like that things are just not fair. Like fate is so cruel and whatnot. This just straightens his belief and fate that the fated one always surpass the ones who work hard and whatnot. But again, that's not true, since Lee was stronger than Neji. Whether you want to admit that or not, Lee was in his gates way stronger than what Neji was. So anyways, I don't want to get into that topic. We cut to Orochimaru, who is currently meeting with a man with an orange mask and a single eye hole, which shows the Sharingan. Orochimaru just looking at this man. The man is wearing an Akatsuki cloak since Itachi is not there. It is Toby slash Obito, and Toby slash Obito, who's in the Akatsuki, and or since Itachi is not there, Orochimaru really doesn't have a reason to leave Konoha. As that happens, since Orochimaru is a part of the Akatsuki, since Itachi didn't really join the organization, he's having a meeting with Toby, and Toby is pretty much telling Orochimaru that the boy with the JOUGAN must not fight. He should not fight. He should not take part in the invasion. And Orochimaru is like, he's just a 12-year-old boy. Boy, why are you so scared of him? And Toby pretty much tells to Orochimaru that boy might be even stronger than what he is currently. That statement shocks Orochimaru to his core, since he's the few members of the Akatsuki who really know at how strong Toby really is. Toby is probably the strongest member of the Akatsuki, so that really scares Orochimaru, since he really doesn't stand a chance against Toby, and Toby's pretty much saying that that this boy is on par or maybe even stronger than him. And Orochimaru is a little scared by this, and he says, what do you want me to do, right? Like, is there any way to stop him? And to Obito, it pretty much takes out a box. And this box is a little strange, as Orochimaru is looking at it. Oh, what is this? And Toby's like, well, this box is something known as the prison realm. In this, we'll be able to seal him, but we cannot do that right now. We have to do that in the future. But in your invasion plan, I have another plan. What Toby says as he takes out 4 tags from his cloak and spreads it out. These tags allow you to specifically, if you can drag Naruto out of the village for a few minutes and place these tags around the village, these tags will specifically deny Naruto's presence into the village. But the consequence is that only Naruto's presence will not be allowed into the village. And Orochimaru is like, okay, I'll do it. I'll get Naruto out of the village during the Chunin exams final, and for a minute or two, that's all you require, right? And Toby's like, yeah, that's all I require. And this prison realm thing, we'll get that to after we actually start our plans. And I have a plan to actually lure him out and seal him for good. After Toby says that, he vanishes in a swirling vortex, and Orochimaru, who has the full sealing tags, calls Kabuto after some time and explains the entire plan to him. Kabuto's like, of course, master. As you wish, I will do exactly what you're saying. After some time, after Orochimaru, after the Chunin exam finals are started, since Menma and Mito had passed the final rounds of the Chunin exams, as if you guys don't remember, I'll repeat again who had won the preliminary rounds. It was Team 7, Menma, Mito, Sasuke. It was Gaara, it was Shino, Neji, and Amoy, and Samui. So 8 people in total had won. So the first battle is between Menma and Neji, which of course Menma wins with the Nine Tails chakra. He opens his Tenketsu points when Neji closes it, and he wins. So the first battle is done between and now only 6 contestants are left to fight. The second battle is between Shino and Mito. And in this case, Shino actually does not win since the Nine Tails chakra is too much for the bugs to handle, and Shino loses. So Menma has won, Mito has won. And then the next battle is between Sasuke and Amoy, in which since Sasuke in the original was goddamn strong, so strong, and I mean, since the Uchiha clan is alive, it's fair to say that he would even be stronger than he was in original. So, uh, yeah, Sasuke curb stomps Amoy. So, for even if I like Amoy's character, sometimes you just don't have to give them plot. And then the last but not least, Gara versus Samui. And as much as I like Samui for her, big assets, she's not winning against Gara. Gara is just, on a different league than most of the Genians in the tuning exams. So now we have four contestants who are fighting for the semifinals of the tuning exams. Mito and Sasuke are gonna be fighting, and then Menma and Gaara are gonna be fighting. So Mito and Sasuke's battle begin, and as strong as Mito is, he's not beating Sasuke. Sasuke has the 3 Tomoe Sharingan at this point, and yeah, he knows the Chidori and whatnot, and he's not winning. I just don't like Mito for a character, so yeah, that's also one of the points. But Mito is not winning since Hurts the Nine Tails chakra that she had used, she cannot use it anymore since Kurama is only willing to cooperate somewhat, but he's not willing to cooperate so much that he will let her have all of his chakra. So unfortunately for Mito, she's not gonna pass. Sasuke goes to the final battle between Menma and Gaara, and as much as I would like to say that Gaara wins, Menma wins. Yeah, Menma loses his ass. He's not Sasuke who copied Lee's speed and endurance and durability, and he's not winning. Even with the Rasengan, he's not winning. So yeah, that happens. And then the final rounds of the Chunin exams begin between Sasuke and Gaara, and this pretty much goes the same as it did in canon. And Sasuke injures Gaara and is forced to jump back when Gaara, decides to go hey and starts freaking out. After all of this, the invasion starts. But meanwhile, all this battle were happening. Minato had called Naruto into the Hokage's box and told Naruto that just to check out outside of the village since a few activities are and dead bodies have been found right outside Konoha's borders. And Naruto's like, oh well, okay, fine, I'll go. Naruto opens a space-time portal and teleports there, and then sees that he's actually right, and there's quite a bit of bodies, and Naruto starts to investigate. While Naruto does that, Kabuto, who during the battle of Sasuke and Mito was at the corners. His 4 clones were at the corner of Konoha, and they all placed and tagged around Konoha, and a barrier was erected, which was invisible. This barrier was pretty much invisible. Well, it would only be visible when Naruto's chakra came in contact with it. And soon the invasion begins. Naruto, sees that, this was some kind of trickery to get him out of the village. And he soon rushes back to the villagers and to see that he cannot enter. Even with his JOUGAN space-time portals, he cannot enter the village. It's like his chakra alone is not allowed to get into the village. And he can see that this dome of chakra, the ceiling due to it is around, is actually a pretty strong one. It is specially designed for him to not enter the village. And Naruto scoffs, and then he lifts his opens his eye to reveal the JOUGAN, and then he goes to one of the ceiling tags and starts to investigate, or just break it down with his JOUGAN. As this happens, Orochimaru, who of course has the Sharingan in this one, along with the 2 Hokage, first and second Hokage, which no trouble for Minato because Minato can, of course, use flying Raijin to teleport them out of the village. And in this case, since Minato had gotten a lot of spare time just lying around being the Hokage, he trained. Minato trained and he had mastered Sage Mode completely. Unlike the War Arc where he could not maintain it for long, this time he can maintain it for quite a decent time. So Minato actually in this one whoops Orochimaru's ass. Like the Sharingan, of course it is a boost, but Sage Mode is more of a boost than the Sharingan. So yeah, I mean like Orochimaru doesn't stand a chance. So Sage Mode Minato whoops Orochimaru's ass with the Sharingan and the two Hokage. So yeah, that's not much of a problem. In this case, also forgot to mention that the Raikage, like the Raikage, had entered the Chunin exams. Just as the audience, supposed audience, but he was also in the invasion. So he was also attacking Minato. Meanwhile, but Minato is able to hold them off. But he is losing, unfortunately. Even Sage Mode Minato cannot hold off the Raikage, the fourth Raikage A, and Orochimaru along with two other Hokages. Minato is doing decent, don't get me wrong, but he's not in the best shapes right now. And Yugito and Gaara both are the Jinchurikis which are going on rampage. The Uchiha clans, in this case, manages to suppress Gaara's Jinchuriki and Shikaku, but Yugito, who is a perfect Jinchuriki, cannot be suppressed because of the Sharingan. But as all of this mess happens, I also forgot to mention that someone Takano Jutsu's Gaara in this one. Let's just say that someone Takano Jutsu's Gaara, so we don't have much problem with Gaara. But Yugito, on the other hand, who has been completely brainwashed by Kumo to be a complete weapon for the village, cannot be stopped, right? He's a perfect Jinchuriki and whatnot. But as the battle is going on between Yugito, Minato, Raikage, the Raikage and Orochimaru versus Minato, the entire chakra that was surrounding the village to not let Naruto enter, people were able to see it now because Naruto had touched the barrier, starts to disappear. And when the barrier starts to disappear, Orochimaru and the Raikage look up to see Naruto floating in the air, looking down at the village with a deadly look. He's dead serious. So first thing that Naruto does is look at Orochimaru and Raikage, and he's like, okay, so Minato is fighting those two, but he's decent, he can hold them off. But the thing that needs to be taken care of is, as Naruto would say that, he would immediately teleport in front of Yugito, who's of course the two-tailed Jinchuriki in a Jinchuriki state, and others are telling to Naruto, step back, don't do this, you will be killed and whatnot. Naruto's like, just fuck it, bro. Let me handle this shit, for God's sake. Naruto has got a new sword as crafted to him by Tenten's father, who, if you guys do not know, was someone who crafted weapons and all that stuff. So this was a special sword crafted to Naruto to pretty much get used to his chakra and whatnot. Naruto pretty much unsheathes his sword and starts walking towards the Two Tails, and the Two Tails tries to fire up a Bijudama towards Naruto to just not let him come any closer, since she has got a weird feeling about this one. And when she fires up the Bijudama, Naruto's galaxy-like aura surrounded sword, he just slashes the Bijudama right in half. And the thing is, the Bijudama didn't even explode. As the Bijudama touched the galaxy-like aura of Naruto's sword, it disappeared into particle-like atoms and disappeared into air, into nothingness. Yugito is absolutely shocked by this. He doesn't know what the fuck is going on. Like, how did this boy literally cut a Bijudama in half? That confuses her as she tries to fire one more and one more. But the thing is that the Bijudamas are not working on Naruto. Then she decides to go on a more of a compact voice approach. But so by both whacking or tails towards Naruto, who dodges them with relative ease. I also forgot to mention that the Jogan also provides Naruto the ability to fly, so yeah, just giving a heads up. And when this happens, Naruto just flies around her claws and the tails that she's wagging around. Then Naruto, who teleports in Yugito's cat's shadow, which is right beneath her, and then utters out some words. Eclipse release, hand of the god. As Naruto says that, he pretty much places his hand on the two-tailed cat's belly, but the thing is that Naruto's hand should be burned, but his hand is surrounded by galaxy-like aura, which again, Jogan gives Naruto the literal ability to cancel chakra out. So that's not gonna, any chakra-based attacks are not gonna work on Naruto. So when Naruto says that, Yugito's two-cat form is sent flying straight up in the air, and she's like, what? What happened? And soon when she just felt like a really strong pressure in her stomach, and she was sent flying. Naruto then teleports above Yugito with the sheer speed of flying, and then kicks her down with so much force that Yugito, even in a two-tailed cat form, coughs out blood as she slammed into the ground. People just watching this shit are, oh, okay. I did not expect him to be this strong. I knew that he was strong since, everyone calls him the prodigy and whatnot, but he's manhandling a tail beast, and that's something crazy. And then Naruto pretty much says, that jutsu, what was it? The one that the fourth he used. Oh yeah, I remember. The Rasengan. Naruto, without ever, Minato teaching him the Rasengan, Jiraiya teaching him the Rasengan, him pretty much only watching the Rasengan, forms a Rasengan, a small one in his hand first, but as Naruto continues to raise his hand above his head, the Rasengan keeps on growing and growing until it's the size of Yugito's two-tailed cat form. And Yugito is looking up at this menace to the society who's Naruto. This is like, what? I'll be killed if that thing hits me. And Naruto's like, I cannot believe that I'm using this jutsu right now, but whatever. It fits to kill a tail beast by using one of the moves that were based on their attack. So he slams the Rasengan down onto Yugito's two-tailed cat form, who screams out in complete agony and pain as a sudden explosion happens, and we see Naruto flying up, looking down at the crater that he formed. But again, it's just crater. The two-tailed cat is completely dead. And if you guys are wondering, is the two-tailed cat gonna reform? It is gonna reform. Don't worry, Naruto didn't use the eclipse release on the two-tailed cat, so the chakra of that is not erased. Naruto's like, okay, now that this is done, he sends Orochimaru and the Raikage is still fighting Minato. He goes there quickly and he sees Tsunade and many other Jonins and whatnot handling the threats outside of the village, and it looks like Konoha is actually winning this invasion, even with Kumo and Suna in the Sound Village actually ganging up on Konoha. But as this happens, Naruto sees that, the Onbus are like, Captain Naruto, since I did mention in my previous one, Naruto is still part of Onbu, so, he has been promoted to captain. In this case, he and Itachi have different squads now. And they're like, Naruto's like, yeah, whatever. What is this barrier made up of? And they're like, this is a 4-corner steel barrier. It cannot be breaked. And Naruto's like, are you sure about that? And Naruto says that he teleports inside of the barrier by using space-time ninjutsu. And when he does teleport inside the barrier and sees Minato fighting Minato barely holding off Raikage and Orochimaru who were jumping him at the same time. Since Minato didn't manage to seal away, um, Minato did manage to seal away the second and the first Hokage weakened form by just teleporting a distance away and then just throwing a sealing tag on them. I do believe that Minato will have some sort of sealing tag to actually deal with them, since he has Uzumaki level of sealing jutsu. So I do believe that would be the case. But eventually, Naruto, who enters the barrier, Orochimaru, who just shocked to see Naruto there, he remembers Tobi's words. That boy is probably stronger than what I am right now, Orochimaru. Orochimaru tells the Raikage that they must retreat. Raikage is like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is the 12 years old boy. And then Raikage is like, I'll deal with him right now. You hold off Minato. When Raikage comes towards Naruto, Naruto is just looking at him like a menace to the society, grinning, having a time of his life as he surrounds his sword in the Eclipse release aura. And as I said, the Eclipse release cancels out chakra. It's pretty much like anti-chakra, right? Anything related to chakra is just gonna get cancelled out. Naruto swipes his sword at the Raikage, and the Raikage is shocked when the part where Naruto swiped the sword, his lightning armor disappeared around that area, and the Raikage specifically is cut at the chest because Naruto. To Naruto, Raikage is running in normal speeds. It's not like super fast, since, as I already said, the JOUGAN gives you a pretty goddamn huge boost in visual prowess. So Naruto starts manhandling the Raikage, since the thing that literally is the Raikage's biggest protection, which is the lightning armor, is literally stripped away from him. The lightning armor is not working on Naruto, and Naruto is just being like, okay, this is kind of getting boring and I want to end this. So Naruto decides that he will end this. He decides that Naruto kicks away the Raikage so hard that the Raikage sent a certain distance away, and his body crashes into the barrier, and then he like teleports behind Orochimaru, and then slams him into the same place where the Raikage was, and then he pretty much like points his finger at them. One finger having like a blackish aura around it, and the other his right hand finger. The blackish aura is in the left hand finger, and the whitest aura is in the right finger. So right hand finger. So Naruto pretty much does it. He starts to bring those two fingers together, closing the distance, and when those two fingers do touch, again, a gray galaxy-like aura is formed, and Naruto's like, Eclipse release. Hollow. As Naruto says that, a ball of straight up menacing silverish aura is formed, and Naruto straight up chunks it at the Raikage and Orochimaru, who are panicking at this stage. How the fuck are they gonna escape this? Orochimaru goes through some hand sign, and this manages in time before the ball actually hits him, and manages to reverse summon himself and the Raikage, and Naruto's like, they escaped. I have to get more stronger. Minato, who's looking at Naruto, is like, he remembered Naruto pretty much mocking him, saying that he's the strongest in the village, and Minato is no longer the strongest. He believes that statement now after seeing Naruto's power and what the boy could do. Naruto's power is straight up frightening and just scary to Minato, that this boy is so goddamn strong. After some time, after everything has calmed down in the village, the people who are supposed to be promoted to Chunin are promoted. One of them is Sasuke, because unlike in the original, Sasuke is not as arrogant, not as broody and whatnot stuff. In this one, because he has his brother and whatnot with him. Menma and Mito are not promoted because they have cocky attitudes, and they, like, when Naruto like pretty much demolished most of the sound and of this invasion, and he's declared as the hero of the invasion. They're like, we are the child of prophecy. Why is this loser being the hero of the village? Soon Minas and Kushina do realize that they were raising these two kids wrong, bro. They had just fed this nonsense about the child of prophecy into both of their minds so much that it's actually like they have made them like think like they are special. When the reality hit them, when the prophecy was the child, when he's in a death-like situation, will awaken eye power that will change the world. It is Naruto, and it's a really shocking revelation to them, that because like the Jogan is the only power that they can like honestly see after seeing what Naruto did. It's fair to say that it's pretty fair to say that Naruto is the like the pinnacle of power in this entire world, and he's the child of prophecy. Eventually, Jiraiya gets to know about the Naruto having this Jogan power up and whatnot, and Naruto is listed in the Kumo bingo book, Suna bingo, not Suna bingo book, because Suna does want to have a good relationship with Konoha, as a S rank ninja named as Moon Eye. Moon Eye because Naruto's Jogan all does glow like the moon when it is activated. So Naruto is named the Moon Eye in the bingo books. After all this mess happened, the Tsunade retrieval arc doesn't happen since first, Minato is alive, so no need for a new Hokage. Second, Tsunade is literally in the village. She pretty much raised the Naruto, so yeah. Naruto pretty much tells Tsunade that he's forming a new clan named the Otsuki clan, and he tells her to join, and she's like, okay, well, I'll join, fine, I'll join. Since you are pretty much like my son, well, fine, I'll join. Shizune, who is the apprentice of Tsunade, would eventually join the clan as well. This clan would have the backing of the Hyuga clan and the Uchiha clan, and it already making it like a really influential clan in Konoha. Many marriage proposals are coming towards Naruto, and Minato is like, fuck, bro. I am his biological father, and in paper, like, I have, since he's not of the legal age of 16 to marry, so, I have to decide it for him. And he like calls Naruto and this tells Naruto, this all this marriage papers are here, and the thing is that you will need to repopulate your clan eventually, and yeah, for that, like, you need to have many wives. Naruto is thinking about it, and he's like, nah, I'll not have many wives. I'll only have one wife, and I'll have many kids with her. Minato is like, are you planning to kill your wife, Naruto? How many kids are you plan on having? Naruto is like, two. For now, I'll have two, and then maybe in the future, as the bloodline progresses, we'll have more and more kids. So that's not gonna be a problem. Minos is like, okay, whatever, fine. And then soon, the time skip happens with Minman and Mito going for training to deal with the Akatsuki and whatnot problem. Itachi trains Sasuke in this 3 year training thing, and then Naruto pretty much trains on his own, since no one can really train him and helping him with the Jogan and whatnot. Soon, the time skip happens, and a really important arc is gonna happen in this one, as something interesting, really interesting, is gonna happen by the end of this video. So this is gonna be a 3-part series. So in the next one, I'm gonna end this one, but right now, this is gonna be a pretty long video, so you guys better buckle up. So after the time skip does happen, Mito and Minmaru return to the village. As they should return to the village, they have gotten a lot stronger, but when they're paired up against Kakashi, it's pretty obvious that Kakashi is stronger than them. But when they both team up, when they 3 team up, Sasuke, Mito, and Menma, they managed to get the belts from Kakashi not by weirding him out with spoilers of each eye to paradise. They actually managed to get him the belts from him. After this happens, with the mission with the Kazekage retrieval arc also happens. But the thing is, Naruto, who has been sent on a different mission, and this mission is quite, quite important. After I cover the Kazekage retrieval arc, I'll get to that mission. Pretty much everything happens the same. In this case, Shizune also goes with the Team 7 since they need to heal Kankuro, and I don't want Kankuro to die. So Shizune pretty much heals Kankuro, and they pretty much go after Gaara's dead body and whatnot. After all that time, they encounter the 30% clone of Toby and the 30% clone of Kisame, who both managed to do decent against both of them, and then eventually they both managed to. Both of the team manages to go towards the cave. Again, they have to rip off the ceiling tags at the same time. Guys and his team decided to do that, as they have to fight their own image to do this. Soon the team, Kakashi's team, breaks into this hideout where they meet Deidara and Sasori. And Deidara starts to disrespect the Kazekage's body since he knows that Mito, who has a soft spot for Gaara, since he's also Jinchuriki, gets angry and chases after Deidara. And Menma is just left behind as he will face off against Sasori. Lady Chiu actually doesn't go in this one, since there are more than enough people to take care of it. Soon, when all this happens, Deidara is taken care of by Mito and Kakashi, pretty much like the original, as he escapes. And then soon, the other members, like Sasori, is killed, unfortunately. But they do get the intel of Orochimaru's hideout and whatnot by Sasori. Because not actually, they won't get the intel of Orochimaru's hideout since Orochimaru is the part of the Akatsuki. I completely forgot about that. Whether you want to believe me or not, I completely forgot about that. But whatever. But after all this happens, we cut to Naruto, who is doing his own mission. Naruto is currently at the land of silence, the land without laws. This is where most sketchy shit actually happens in the entire Elemental Nation, and Naruto is here to investigate. Since the trades of Konoha have been stopped recently, the import and exports of goods and services from from Konoha to the grass village are actually being interrupted by this village, and something is disturbing it. After some investigation, Naruto just finds out that it is being done by a man named Kakuzu and Hidan. They both are the ones that are interfering with this. Naruto's like, okay, I'll decide to lure them out. Naruto, who's pretending to be an exporter of goods and services from Taki to Konoha, is attacked by these two. And you guys might be wondering why Hidan and Kakuzu are actually even doing this. This order was given to them by none other than Toby himself. Toby and Orochimaru specifically. So Orochimaru is also in this, as Orochimaru, Kakuzu, and Hidan actually decide to attack this and actually get the goods and services out of there. But to their surprise, when they decide to attack, the entirety of the goods and services carts that is there explodes in a huge explosion as they manage to escape in relative time. But when they see a single moon-like eye looking at them through the smoke, they're like, oh, Yes, this is what we have been waiting for, you know. And then they're like, oh, well, if it isn't the Moon Eye, Naruto Otsutsuki, since Naruto did change his clan name from Uzumaki to Otsutsuki. Naruto's looking at all of them, and specifically Orochimaru, and he's like, okay, Snake Man, this time I won't let you escape, and you don't have an excuse if you actually die and lose here, okay? Along with you both as well. You both, I can tell, are the member of the Akatsuki by the clothing that you're wearing. And they are like, oh, you think you can win? And Naruto's like, of course I can win it, dumbasses. What do you think? And then this time, Naruto actually closes his Jogan. He thinks that he doesn't, they don't even deserve to get to know his Jogan powers and whatnot. The battle begins 3v1, and even without the Jogan, Naruto is holding his own pretty well. Like when they're trying to like Kakuzu and Hidan are like close quarter fighters with their taijutsu and whatnot, and Orochimaru is like a long range fighter with the snakes and in his ninjutsu and whatnot. Since his arms are not sealed away, since Orochimaru does have ninjutsu, if you're wondering. They are doing decent, but you know Naruto's getting pretty pissed off, and he's like, okay, whatever. I'll go all out. I'll kill the three of your ass right here and right now and get this done with. And when Naruto says that, he actually activates his Jogan and looks at three of them with such a nasty look that three of them like just step back a bit. Like, oh, okay. Okay, this guy's quite dangerous. Like, what are we supposed to do to him? And then they remember the flashback that Toby was giving them. The three of you are here to capture, to distract Naruto Uzumaki, Naruto Otsutsuki, and they're like, isn't it he's too strong? Like we have heard, like what he did to the Two Tails Jinchuriki, and because of the like him, our plans were delayed by an entire year. Instead of like starting our plans in 3 years, we have to start our plans in like 4 years. And then he's like, yeah, exactly, because of that problem, exactly, we have to deal with him. If we don't deal with him, it's gonna be a problem. After Toby says that, he's like, this box, also known as the prison realm, is a sealing jutsu that I have made myself specifically capture that boy. And they're like, okay, whatever. And how do we activate this? And he's like, okay, so first thing that we need to do is when I open this prison realm, when it's supposed to open, Naruto and his Jogan is supposed to make contact with this prison realm for about a minute. And they're like, are you crazy? You really think that Naruto Otsutsuki, probably the strongest man alive, will actually like fall for this and look at the prism realm for a minute straight, and he pretty much, and Toby explains to them like, do you guys understand why Naruto's strength, reaction time, speed are so high compared to any other ninja alive? And they're like, no, we don't actually. And Toby's like, okay, because to Naruto, 1 second, 5 second for us is an entire minute for him. He actually like sees things in slow motion, and pretty much his brain is entirely different. He processes information much faster as well. They're like, oh shit. No wonder why he's so strong. His reaction time has to be crazy. And he's like, yeah. So all Naruto actually needs to do is look into the prison room for 5 seconds, but and in his brain it's already been 1 minute. So because of that, we are just fine. And they're like, okay, we'll do it. We need to get rid of this boy, and we will do it. After all this happens, Naruto, after unlocking his Jogan, figures out a bit of all of their abilities. Specifically, Hidan, who's pretty much immortal. Naruto has ran his sword through Hidan many times, and Hidan still stands up, like nothing has happened. And Kakuzu, Naruto has destroyed like 3 of his hearts, so that's not much of a problem. and Orochimaru Naruto already knows most of his abilities. These three are actually using a strange jutsu that Orochimaru had created to counter Naruto's JOUGAN weak points. JOUGAN pretty much declaring the opponent's weak points, and that is a seal that actually, even for the likes of the Byakugan, will not be able to expose your chakra network. But because of that, they won't be able to, use their ninjutsu as clearly as they could. But Hidan, being the fool that he is, thinks that Naruto, who is not using Eclipse release in this case, because he cannot see the opponent's chakra network, and he really does not know what the opponent is doing. But Naruto's still doing pretty good. He's actually wrecking all three of his asses at the same time. Hidan, who being a fool, actually takes off the tag and decides that he will deal with Naruto by doing something. But Orochimaru, who when Hidan actually releases his tag, screams at Hidan like, Hidan, do not put your tag back on right now. If he sees your chakra network and what kind of man you are, you're done. But it's already too late. Naruto just devilishly smiles towards Hidan and appears behind Hidan's shadow, grabs him by the neck. When Hidan tries to bring his sight to cut Naruto and gain a little bit of his blood, Naruto slices the sight in half by using a sword and slams Hidan into the wall and turns him into nothing but a bloody mess. And Hidan's heart has exploded, his brain has exploded, and with those two organs which are needed for the body to function, Hidan, even his immortality, will not be able to revive him from that. And Naruto, and just after dealing with Hidan, this Jogan looks back at Kakuzu and Orochimaru with a death glare, and he's like, one down, two more to go. And Naruto says that they look at him in absolute frightening, as they remember one more thing that Toby said to them. By the abilities that the boy has presented, it's obvious around people is when he's at his weakest. If you fight him alone, it's of course he will wreck you. So fight him when people are around. The boy does not like to kill people without any reason. As they hate that this is the reason why they did the entire thing in the line of silence. They could have done it in the sound village, where they could have not have any kind of interference, but in this case, the innocent people are bypassing time to time. It's really hard to say that Naruto is holding back quite a lot because he doesn't want his abilities and power to kill the people around him. Naruto is getting annoyed by all these people, and he decides that, I'll actually knock them out quite a bit because they're actually interfering with me. And when Naruto says that, Naruto activates his ultimate technique, the ultimate form of his Jogan and a Genjutsu, casting for 2.5 seconds, similar to Tsukuyomi. In this 2.5 second, what will happen is all of them will get flooded with information similar to what Gojo's domain expansion of 0.25 seconds could do, as as the information on their brain is so much that all of them are like, all of the civilians are knocked the fuck out. And Orochimaru and Kakuzu are just shocked by this as they're running for their lives. They're not wanting to deal with Naruto right now. As they're running for their lives, Naruto, who in a quick succession appears in front of them and then goes after Orochimaru, who's the main catalyst behind all of this. Naruto wrecks Orochimaru by stabbing him with his sword, and once Naruto stabs Orochimaru with the sword, he covers the sword in Eclipse aura, and once Naruto does it, Orochimaru's entire chakra system is fried. Is entire fried because again, Eclipse Release does cancel out any kind of chakra. So when coming in contact with Orochimaru's chakra network, Orochimaru's entire chakra network is depleted of chakra, so Orochimaru does not have any chakra. As he curses at Naruto, breathing his last breaths, as Naruto slices the snake's head off. But as he does that, someone appears behind Naruto, and when Naruto turns around, his eyes widen to see no one other than Shisui. You can't be. Naruto say that as the prison realm will be placed in front of Naruto, and when the prison realm does open, a strange eye makes contact with the JOUGAN, but Naruto is completely and utterly shocked by this. Who's completely and utterly shocked that Shisui is alive, but notices that Shisui's eyes, the white part of his eyes are actually black, and Shisui is not himself. And this shock, just angers him, as this 5 seconds have been passed, and the prison realms, the entirety of it, sticks to Naruto, and Naruto just says it in his mind that, oh shit, I cannot feel my chakra anymore. I cannot use my chakra. What the hell is happening? And he looks at Shisui and he's like, whoever did this is doing a really tricky trick. Whoever you are, come out if you're a man who has done this. And the man comes out to be Orochimaru in another, in his snake form, in an actual small snake, as he's like, Naruto, you're too strong, you see, my boy. You're too strong to just stay alive. You're gonna interfere with the plans of the Akatsuki, and we had to seal you away. And then in a strolling vortex, Obito comes out and he looks at Naruto and narrows his eyes at the boy and is like, you're gonna be sealed away for eternity, or at least until I complete my plans. I will welcome you into the new world of the infinite Tsukuyomi, Naruto Uzumaki. Once everything is done and over with, we will meet again. As Obito says that, Naruto smirks at them and he's like, you fools. You don't realize that when I do come out of here, it'll be all over, don't you? And Obito's like, oh, if you come out of here, that is. But what are the chances that you will come out of there? What, 1%, 2%? And Naruto's like, oh, don't worry about it. I have trust in the people who care about me, that they'll actually free me from this mess. As Naruto says that, Obito's like, oh, as if they will know that you've been sealed. Naruto's like, oh, you fool, you do not understand. As soon as I made contact with that eye thing, I immediately sent a message back to Konoha, saying that, I'm gonna get sealed away. And Obito and Orochimaru's eyes widen. And how did you do that? They would ask. The JOUGAN has the potential to, use space-time ninjutsu, so I pretty much sent a scroll at the same time and then just sent it to Konoha. They're like, oh, fuck. And Obito's like, okay, not that it matters. I will be carrying this prism realm with me everywhere so that you do not escape. And Naruto's like, okay, fine, whatever. And then the prison realm closes and it becomes a box again. And Obito takes the prison realm in his hand and he's like, the seal complete. Prison realm is now completed. And inside the prison realm, Naruto, who closes up his JOUGAN and is just there in a complete black void. It's like, oh, looks like time doesn't pass here. Whatever. I think it'll be okay. I have faith in everyone else. As Naruto says that, in the village hidden in the leaves. In the village hidden in the leaves, pretty much Minato gets the notification or whatever that Naruto uh, because of Naruto, that Naruto has been sealed away. Minato, whose eyes is widen as Naruto, because of his Jogan, was able to pretty much like show Minato whatever thing that happened, and Minato's like, oh shit, if he's sealed, we are screwed. Minato would think that, of course, as he would call out Kakashi, Itachi, and Jiraiya, and of course he would call out Tsunade as well. First of all, he would just call out Tsunade personally, and he would say that, Naruto has been sealed away. Tsunade would be like, she would be in shock a little bit and be like, what do you mean he has been sealed away? Minato started to explain that the Akatsuki feared Naruto's power so much, they said that he was too strong to be just left hanging around, as he would ruin all of their plans. And because of that, they had to seal him away. Tsunade is like, dispatch me a team and I'll go and fight with Akatsuki and bring Naruto back. And Minato was like, don't act hastily, Tsunade. We don't know where the prison realm is and who is it with. But we just got the information of Naruto that he has been sealed away in the prison realm. We don't know who has done it. I mean, who has the prison realm in the first place, and all of that stuff. Tsunade is just, like, fuck. She's like, we have to do something, Minato. He's, even if you don't treat him like your own, he was your son. Like, don't you feel anything? And Minato's like, of course I feel something. I know that he was my son and I treat him horribly, but, he is the strongest man in the village, and just letting him escape is not, something, and letting him being sealed away is not something that I wish to do. Danzo has also got this news because of his root, let's just say, smirks. He's like, that boy had been a thorn in my plan for a long time, because I knew if I'd stepped out of line, he would have wiped out the entire root organization along with me. So, things turn out to be quite good. After all this happens, Minato, of course, called, as I said, Itachi, Kakashi, and Jiraiya. He calls all of them up and just says that, we're gonna be going on a mission to free Naruto and make him break out of that seal. As Minato says that, he's on a dead serious look, and they're like, are you gonna be coming as well, Lord Hokage? And Minato's like, yeah, I'll be going as well. This time I'll be sure to deal with the Akatsuki once and for all. And this is where we're gonna be ending this part, you guys. And the next part is where I'm gonna be ending the entirety of the series of What If Naruto was neglected and had the Jogan. So if you, hopefully you guys will enjoy this video, and if you did, subscribe to the channel and like this video, and meanwhile share this video with many of your friends as possible as well, since we do want the channel to grow tons, right? And as it means a lot to me when the channel actually grows. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, peace out, guys. See you in the next one. Peace.